God will not allow you marry a wicked human being. No.
Amen. No.
Because you're better off enjoying your single life than for you to marry a demon.
For me, abortion is really not an option.
The woman can do as good as the man.
Even better.
Yeah, or even better, right?
Better.
They're like, hey, women empowering women.
Yes.
Women power.
If you're serious about how you show up in your relationships, your walk with God and life,
well, that makes you one of us. It's Anu and Ololade here, and you're welcome to Let's Toast to Life.
In every episode, we have honest conversations about relationships, your fave, personal growth, and faith.
Sounds like what you love? Then plug in.
And let's toast to life together.
Hi, Mrs. Ololade Ojo.
Hello, Mr. Anu Ojo.
How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
You're speaking with a British or American? Which one?
American.
Do you want some water?
Do you want some water? You
No,
guys,
it's not water, it's water.
It's not, hey.
Water.
It's not water. Hey, God, I beg you. It's not water, baby. Don't bring the Yoruba H factor.
Okay.
You know, guys, when I was growing up here, I really, really loved languages. I was good at it. I still think that I'm pretty good at languages in the sense that I can easily pick up accents if I dedicate myself to it. So there was a time that my brothers and I, with my mom, traveled to the UK. We went for 2 weeks holiday. I was literally maybe 10 years or 11, to be honest. And after 1 week, I started trying to speak like the British. There was one time my brothers asked me, oh, something like, what are you doing today? And then I was like, you guys, I'm not going to get it because I'm not even trying to act like I'm British. But you can imagine that as a child, I'm like, Elizabeth's coming to pick me tomorrow. And from there, we go to Labaka's house. My brother said, huh?
Where you get the accent from?
Where did this one come from? All of a sudden you are British after 1 week. Sister, that's not how it was. And they teased me. Even till now, it's still part of our banters from time to time when we reflect on our childhood. Maybe we reflect on our holidays and things we did together.
Yeah.
My brothers will not let that season of my life go away.
You quickly got the accent in 2 weeks. Just like people
after I said 1 week.
Some Nigerians that travel to Dubai and they come back with accents. Like, hello.
Dubai.
Yeah, like, come on, you it was Dubai you went. They don't speak English like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, which accent did you come? If you go to the US, yes, you can develop a US accent, like an American accent.
Yeah.
If you go to the UK, you can. If you go to Australia, there's a way Australians speak. But if you come to Germany, the German accent, we don't even want it for you. Yeah. You guys, maybe one episode we will try to speak German English. We can tell when a German is speaking English. It's so easy to tell, and sometimes it sounds very funny. Anyway.
Alrighty, so some things have been on my mind lately, and I thought it makes sense for us to discuss it on our esteemed platform. Let's Toast to Life, because it's about life and it's about relationships. So I've come to you today as one who needs an advice.
Me?
Yes, and I hope you can advise me well. So
pressure to our online. Okay.
I'm a young lady. I'm just in my late 20s, early 30s. So let's just say I'm 32 years old, right? I'm married to a 40 years old man. So basically there's about 8 years difference. My husband is very traditional. So by traditional, I mean he believes he's the head of the house. He believes the woman's place is to take care of the husband, cook, somehow like just be at home. And he doesn't encourage me to progress in my career. I have my first child, I have my second child. Out of that relationship, I have my third child. Now he wants a fourth child. And he's trying his best. And I believe he wants the fourth child because now I'm making some progress with my career. I'm able to bring at least I'm sort of independent now.
At 32.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So he's been trying and now he has succeeded. But I've not told him.
He succeeded as
in getting me pregnant.
Oh wow.
And I'm considering abortion. how do you advise me, or what do you advise me? And this guy has been really torturing me. Like, he makes me feel very invalidated.
Ha.
Like, even the job I have, it's like he's the one who has made me who I am, and it's time for me to like just be at home and be the wife and the mother.
You guys, if you can see my face, I'm looking at Anu and I'm like, Omo, this kind of question with the layers of complications. It's for me, I don't even know where to start from. What should I do? Considering abortion, and I am pro-life. I believe that children are a gift from God. However, I understand that this can be really, really difficult for such a person because they want to focus on their career. And the truth of the matter is, having a child is a disruption to career. Well, I'm not sure that I can give the best answer. So, the little I would say is to have a conversation with a trusted mentor, more from a Christian perspective. I don't know if this person is Christian, but if the person is Christian, I would recommend to visit a mentor or a therapist to speak to in detail about it, because I don't think that I can give a sufficient advice. But what I want to say in addition is that it's very, very sad. And I feel you. I can imagine that this is really tough because you want to progress in your career, and then there's this man who does not want you to progress in your career, but rather wants you to be a family woman. Well, that's what I can say to that. Now let's go into the rant of it. Like, I'm now about to focus on the man.
So now you're not in advice.
No, 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 no. I mean, like I said, I'm pro-life, so for me, abortion is really not is not an option. However, going forward, what is important is how to deal with the situation. The fact of the matter remains that even after you have your child, the mindset of the man is not going to change. So something needs to change in that relationship. She needs to confront the issue with the man. And for me, the starting point is seeing someone professionally that can just put things into perspective and kind of give a guide on how to navigate it should she have the child. Yeah, so after the baby, when the baby is a bit more independent and she wants to get back into her career, the man will probably want to use something else to tie her down. Maybe say, okay, I want to open a shop for you. Sit down at home. Let the shop be in front of the home or something like that, which is also ridiculous because she wants to go to work. Or then he would come and start talking about how, yeah, the woman doesn't have time for his kids. She's not doing this in the home. She's not cooking as much. She's not da da da. She's not. So I don't see it ever stopping. It needs to be addressed.
I hear you. I think I would like us to unwrap this scenario that I just created for you, because I feel like there are many layers
There
to
are
it.
many layers.
So let's start with this layer of the choice of a partner. Apparently, this man seems to be a man that has some very traditional beliefs, right? And when I even say traditional, there's some traditional beliefs that I believe are good and are empowering to the woman, but there are some very deep patriarchal values that undermine the potential and the capabilities of the women while the man feels exalted. This could be the case with this man, right? Where he believes that he is the head of the house, he's the one to do the job, to the work, provide, while his wife should stay at home and take care of things that have to do with the house. And dare I say that I've heard so many situations where men like this they're either attracted or they go for women who are successful in their career, doing things for themselves, find a way to woo this kind of women. And then when these women get into marriage with this men, then the men start telling them like, oh no, you can't do your career, you can't, you have to be at home. So the first question I have, or the first thing I'm trying to understand is it a case where these men were deceptive from the beginning about their perspective or their approach to relationships, gender roles, and values? And so they lured these women into believing that they are supportive and they are willing to help these women who are really career driven and want to make something for themselves? Or is it the case that these women saw the signs and they knew that this person is traditional and they kind of believed, okay, I think I can make my way with this, we can work things out even after we get married? And then they get into the marriage and they're like, well, I don't think I can change this man's perspective?
I'm sure that the both scenarios or the both cases apply for women, but more often than not, if you look into it, you would see that there were already signs from the beginning, especially if the woman took her time to know the guy. If the woman was someone in career and she was a busy person, she had her 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever, after work, they're talking, they're spending time, she's bringing her challenges from the office to him. Like, if they're having conversations, it should be detectable at some point that this guy does not really like the fact that I am career driven.
Mm-hmm.
The question now is, did the woman see it and ignore it, or did she minimize it? Did she
Underestimate.
underestimate the impact? Did she think that, okay, maybe this is one of his red flags, but it is not a deal breaker for me because he spends money on me, or he's very generous, like he buys me stuff, or I'm just trying to think of other reasons why someone may not see a clear red flag. And it happens to many people, unfortunately, where the signs are there, but because there are other things that are in quote more priority, they don't see the elephant in the room. It's very apparent, but somehow they don't see it because it's not really where their focal points are. Then there are, of course, situations where the men are deceptive, but I would say they are more minimal than the other scenario where it is that the woman is unable to pick it. Because for you to really deceive somebody, like pretend that you are really a lover of her career, you're supporting her before you guys get married. When she gets promotion, you're like, wow. When you guys are talking about your future and she's telling you she only wants to have 2 kids, you're like, yeah, that's fine. Like, you literally lie, 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 and then all of a sudden afterwards you change. It happens, but I'm sure it's the other one that happens more.
Yeah.
Or let me not say I'm sure, because I don't have
Yeah,
data
no, yeah.
to back it up, but I believe that the other one happens. Do you also think that the second scenario applies more? What do you think is the reason?
I believe there's a lot of deception, and the reason why I'm saying that is
So it means that
I
you
believe
think
there's
that
more
there's way more
deception
marriages that were built on deception than
than the
the
woman
woman.
making a wrong
Okay,
decision.
so that means you have a different take from
Yes.
me. That's interesting. Let me hear it.
And so this is it. If you're a lady and you are career driven, you want to make something out of your life. It might not just be career, it might even be business. You're doing something and a guy comes into your life. One of the things that I believe would be quite apparent about you to a man is what you're doing. So first is your beauty, like how you look physically. A man easily sees that. Then the next thing that a man easily sees is what you're about. So it's very apparent because that's what you talk about in your first date, second dates. So a man, when he meets a woman and he has that mindset that he wants to be the provider and he wants his wife to be available at home to take care of the house and the children. When he meets a lady who is very career driven, a honest guy would speak that,
That
okay,
this is what I
yeah,
want
this is what I want. I will be there to provide, to make sure that you all are comfortable, but I want a woman who would be available at home, maybe preferably who wouldn't work or do whatever she's doing, but I want her to be more available, right? This is how a honest man would actually speak within the first few dates. So if a guy sees a lady who is career driven, making progress in her career, and he starts dating her and doesn't communicate this traditional value or mindset that he has, it's because he's decided to keep it to himself so that he doesn't communicate this and lose the woman.
That's scary.
Yes.
And even when the woman asked just to get a sense check, the man lied.
Yeah, you would. That would say a honest man. So a honest man would tell you upfront that I want my wife to be at home, or I want my wife to major at being at home than being in the office or career. Will tell you straight, and he wouldn't mind if he loses you. Just tell you this is really how I think, and then the woman can now say, oh, I'm not like that. I can't be in a relationship. I have my goals. I have my career. I want to achieve this for my life. Then they part ways. But a man that wants a woman who is doing well for herself, who is smart and doesn't want to lose her, would not tell her the truth about his mindset. Rather, he would just keep quiet until when they get married.
And even
then
when she asks, he would lie
yeah,
about
yes.
it. Hmm.
And I believe I stand to be
And there are a
corrected.
lot.
I believe there are more cases like this. Do you know
That's
why?
crazy.
Do you know why? Because there are two strong opinions about this topic. There are people who are on the side of a man should provide, and as a woman, a woman shouldn't have to work.
Shouldn't have to.
Yeah,
But if she wants to,
if she wants to, she
she
can,
can.
but she shouldn't have to work because the man should provide. And as much as possible, make sure that your woman is just there to take care of the family because that's a lot of work for her to raise the kids, and all of that. So there are people who are strongly on that side, and that favors the traditional mindset of the man being the provider and being there to do all the heavy lifting, the providing, and then the woman just chills and does what needs to be done in the house. While on the other side, there are people who are very strong on the opinion that a woman too has her own capabilities, her own things.
Sorry, just to interrupt you, and it's because of what you said that the first school of thought favors the traditional man.
Yeah.
But the school of thought says that the woman shouldn't have to, but if she wants to, it's okay. This traditional man that you're talking about doesn't even want her to at all, and but she wants to. So for me, I feel like that's another school of thoughts, maybe a 1 point something. It's not,
It's like an
it's not,
extreme.
yeah, it's like an
It's an
extreme on
extreme
the
on that side,
spectrum.
on that spectrum.
Yes, it's not really like the experience that you gave about this person that we're talking about, this school of thought. To be honest, like if that is what traditional mindset is, to be honest, I don't mind.
But that's really where it comes from, because if
I
you
really
look at,
don't mind you providing for our home and me focusing on the family.
yeah,
And then when I want to work, it's more from a passion state of mind. It's not like I have to work. I'm sure there are many women who are very driven and really love careers, but there are also women who are comfortable with being housewives or comfortable being the main person keeping the house together and then doing part-time jobs, but because she's passionate about it, not because she has to make money. If you get what I mean.
yes, theoretically it's like that for the most part, but when it's like real life, what you realize is there are women who they believe that they want to be housewives or want to do some little part-time job, but when they look at their other female colleague achieving so much things, making so much progress, now they want to go for more. That's the comparison factor, right? And they want to go for more, and they feel like, but no, but look, I want to be able to do more. I want to do this. I want to do that. And the man is like, but when I married you, the idea was you're going to be here to take care of the children and do what you need to do at home. And if you want to do something by the side, it's just by the side.
I see. So it now feels like the woman is deceiving or deceived the man, but that's not it. Her desires just changed. She evolved as a person. That's what happened.
So it also so
did the man?
There's also there could also be an explanation for men who are like that.
Did they evolve?
Where they evolve and they're like, okay, I want my wife to be at home. I don't want my wife to go out. Let her be.
Maybe they were not making a lot of money in the beginning of their marriage, and then afterwards he got like a contract,
big money, and it's like, why should my wife
for the government? And he's like, you know what, let me do all the work, let me bring all the money, you please take care of the family. But that's not even the case that we're talking about. This scenario is
I'm just talking
different. But we're talking about like people's mindsets shifting as situation changes in life. Okay. But the second school of thought,
of course, are people that believe that the woman can do as good as the man.
Even better.
Or even better, right? Better. Like, hey, women empowering women. Yes. Women power. The women want to do is like, don't put us under the table. We can also do everything.
We can do it. We can Alliston.
Yeah. So when you see these two school of thoughts, and there are people who are very strong on both sides, and you're like,
is there any school of thought that is a balance?
So I think the balance, in my opinion, will be, I believe there are strengths and they are like core competencies for each gender. Core. And what I mean by core, I'm not saying both cannot exhibit excellence in these competencies, but I'm talking about core. So for example, the core competency in a woman is the nurturing competency. A woman has that natural endowment from God to be nurturing, to be able to take care. And so I strongly believe that while the man should be nurturing to his wife and to his children, the woman has that main responsibility to be a nurturer in the home, to take care of things at home, right? To make sure that the family is well nurtured. Now, for the man, the core competency of a man is to be a protector and a provider, right? And that's all encompassing. You are there to protect, both physical protection, emotional protection, spiritual protection, whatever the protection is, you're providing that to your family, to your wife, and to your kids. And then the provision too. So you're not just providing financially, but you are also providing in every other way possible. I believe every gender should focus on their core competencies and deliver on that. Now, let's not talk about career and all of that. Everything must be geared towards making sure that nothing suffers, right? Nothing suffers and no one suffers. So if the man marries a woman and he has a traditional mindset saying he wants to work and the woman should be at home. Now, if you marry a woman and you can see that your woman is suffering because she's not able to use her potentials, her abilities, you can see that like this woman is depressed. Just being at home is not making her come alive. As a man, that means
She will not be able to even give you 100 of herself.
so it just means that she's suffering, and you should not make your wife suffer because you think her staying at home is hard, avoiding physical stress at work and all of those things. But you're actually making her suffer by being at home and she cannot use her potentials in what she needs to do. So if you see that she's suffering, provide opportunities for her not to suffer. It comes out to communication. I want you to be at home because I want you to take care of the kids, but I see that you want to go to work. Okay, how can we make it work? So it might meeting each other halfway. Okay,
Yes.
so you're not going to be able to do a full-time job. Let's look for a part-time job. And if that does not work, okay, what kind of things can you do? Can you do something that you can work from home remotely, or do you want to start a business, or do you
but offering options and offering it in a way that it makes her feel like she's also in the driver's seat as well.
Yes.
Because it could sound like, I want you to stay at home, but now you don't want to stay at home because you are blah blah blah. So, well, maybe you can get a part-time job.
As a cleaner.
That's the one that I can offer you because our kids are very important to us and I would like that they are catered for. That still sounds very traditional, negative traditional to me.
Yeah.
And imagine I was that woman, I would have none of that.
Yeah, I get you. So for me, that's the balance. So the balance is, it does not matter what you guys believe, traditional belief, modern belief, no one should suffer. The children shouldn't suffer because of your decisions. You as a husband shouldn't suffer. Your wife shouldn't suffer. Try to make sure that everybody might not be happy, but nobody should suffer. Nobody should be in pain. Nobody should be in distress, depressed because of one person's opinion. Yes, just try to find a way to make it work. It's not easy, but try, and it comes with understanding. So let me just go back to the scenario that I painted at the start with this man and this lady. So imagine you've carried 3 children, giving birth to 3 children for this man, and the man is trying to make you pregnant.
He has already even succeeded.
Yes,
now.
yes, and he's doing that all because he wants you to get another child, and then you can stop your career.
So wicked.
For me, there's no other way to describe it than this guy is just being
wicked.
Yeah. Right. You're just being selfish. And being wicked. So the question is, how do you now handle a wicked spouse? And this is why some people believe that divorce is not wrong.
Yeah.
Because why will I be with someone who is wicked?
But having 3 kids already and the 4th on the way and walking out of that marriage, it can be quite,
because it's like
it can be quite challenging,
Yeah, and also it's like, what do you choose? Do you choose the
devil or the deep blue sea? Both of them are really...
Because if you decide that you want to divorce and leave the marriage, then it's like you have 3 children now, 4th one. How does that work out? Or do you remain in that marriage and you're tortured? You're going through mental torture, emotional torture, and it's like every day you're sleeping and waking up with someone who doesn't wish you well.
I just wonder how it got to that stage though, that she had the fourth child. Like how was she able to get pregnant the first time, the second time, third time without having that conversation that, hey, I am not a person who wants to be a housewife. I really love my career. I don't want to have any more kids.
I'm sure they've had this conversation, but the guy,
We don't know that. You didn't
so
put that into
so just
context.
imagine now, okay, that she's had this conversation with him and she has told him that three is enough. I don't want
Have
more.
you there was one movie that I watched where the man really wanted to have a baby and the woman did not. She was taking pills. She didn't tell him. She was taking pills, taking pills. So they thought there was a problem. That why is this woman not getting pregnant? They didn't know that
She's getting.
auntie is blocking herself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that this is the
Your
solution,
strategy.
but I'm just saying that there are ways around it. If you've had conversations and you're like, nah, I'm the one that is going to carry this baby for 9 months. So if you want to have coconut head, well, it will make two of us.
Yeah.
But it's a very the situation itself is very complicated. There are different layers to it. Divorce is an option, but it also brings its own chaos. Having those three kids away from their father, you have to almost start afresh. The good thing is she's 32, but she's still quite young. So having to raise those kids by herself, the oldest is probably less than 10, except she got married like really, really, really early, which is also possible, right? Since she said she's really doing well in her career at the age of 32. But sincerely, it's not an easy should I say position to be in. That's why for me it was really difficult to give a definite answer. I don't even know what's your own answer. Like, what would you advise her to do? To get a divorce?
Because when someone is in a relationship with an abusive partner, an abusive, not physical, not just like, I'm not talking about just physical abuse, but like mental abuse, it's difficult because it's like the woman is really suffering.
Yeah.
And sometimes it might not just be the woman, it can also be the man, because I've also heard of situations where a man is so emotionally, mentally tortured and abused by his wife, and it's such a pain, like you don't want to go back home. And most times these partners, when people see them, they think they are very nice because they have like a very unpredictable ambience with them. You never know who they are. Wicked people, some wicked people that are not so obvious, you only know they are wicked when you come into their house and you see them in their element. For example, this woman, if she tells people around, they will find it difficult to believe her because they can see that the man is doing well. For a man to do well in his career, it means he's got something going for himself. He's providing also. So it's not a case of he's absent. He's at home. He provides.
He's not cheating.
He's not cheating.
He's faithful.
And they don't see him shout at you. They see him like take you out. He's always there. But when
He's not beating
he's
her.
not beating you physically, but when he comes home, he's saying terrible things to you. Like you're only just good for this, like you're just useless, or those kind of things.
What should the woman do? Should she leave the marriage?
I feel like leaving the marriage is a last resort.
Should she abort the baby?
I also don't think she should abort the baby, to be honest, because I'm also pro-life and I really strongly believe that any child that is sent into this world has a purpose. There's a reason why God has allowed her to be pregnant, because I believe God is the giver of life. In as much as we as humans, we carry out the process, but God is the giver of life. So I don't believe the woman should abort, but I would really, really, really recommend that she seeks for help.
Yeah.
Seek for help in every way possible. Seek for help from your parents, his parents, your pastors, your counselors,
coach,
or marriage counselors, or maybe
therapist.
look for therapies, or even maybe there are some like actual NGOs that specialize in this kind of cases. Maybe you want to reach out to them, talk to them. Yeah, but like really seek help, because
911.
it would be catastrophic if you continue there and you're just killing yourself.
Yeah. No, something has to change. She cannot remain without doing something. And divorce is also not, it's a lot more challenging.
Well, I mean, that's where we are going to just end today. But Please, oh, anytime I speak to people who I know are not married yet, I used to beg them, please, please, God will not allow you marry a wicked human being. Oh.
Amen. Oh.
Because you are better off enjoying your single life than for you to marry a demon.
Yeah.
So,
And you know how we always say take your time, but
yes.
this is not even only taking your time matter. There's also the spiritual aspect. The Bible
Yeah.
says watch, so take your time, but also pray for discernment so that even if the guy is a deceptive guy, somehow the thing will just scatter.
Yeah.
And you'll be wondering like why, you know. So that, see, sometimes rejection is a blessing in
Or
disguise, oh,
disappointment.
or disappointment from a relationship. Maybe someone just walks out of your life and you're just like, "Ah, why did this guy leave me? Why did this woman leave me?" It's bomb blast that's avoided you and
Telling
you
you.
did not know, you wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
So yeah, watch and pray.
Watch and
God will
pray.
guide us all.
God will guide us all. And yeah, that's what we got.
All right, that's it. Yeah, thanks for making it this far. Please don't forget, as usual, to leave a comment. Let us know what your take is actually. Like, what do you advise this lady does? We will be curious to hear your opinions. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we actually have a YouTube channel. We've mentioned it quite a few times, but just in case you're new here and you're probably listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, we are also on YouTube. So please, we would appreciate you being part of our community there. Until we come your way, don't forget to share this episode with someone. You guys should have a banter about it, and we would see you in the next episode. Toast to life, because life
Life is
is
worth
worth
living.
living. Toodles.
Toodles. Ciao.